Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. The Bears had a walkthrough practice on Monday, I believe off day on Tuesday, so they'll get back out there on Wednesday. But Richard Hightower did speak to the media, had some strong words on his new head coach, Ben Johnson. Want to react to that. Dayo Odeyingbo, his expectations for 2025, his first year in Chicago. And happy game week, everybody. We made it. The preseason is here. The Bears play this Sunday, so some quick thoughts on that as well. And guys, we have an awesome deal. Literally today only. If you're watching on Monday, chatsports.com/Caleb jersey, $79.99, $80 plus tax. You can get a Caleb Williams jersey right now. Link is in the live chat, comments description of this video, chatsports.com/Caleb jersey. Check it out, $80, awesome deal. Okay, Richard Hightower had these words to say about his new head coach, Ben Johnson. He said, "I can tell you for a fact we got a damn good head coach here, a damn good head coach. I'm just telling you, I know what they look like. I've been around them. I worked for Mike Shanahan, John Fox, Gary Kubiak, all Super Bowl winning head coaches." And maybe ignore the John Fox there because bad tenure in Chicago, but nonetheless. I knew from afar, watching him coach and listening to his press conferences, that this guy was pretty sharp. But then when you work with him and you could see the attention to detail and how he meticulously looks at everything, no matter what it is, dives deep into things. Real head coaches have an eye for things when they happen and are able to anticipate stuff. I'm just telling you, I could sit up here and talk forever. You guys just watch. He's damn good, special. And so I kind of just wanted to take a deep dive. I'm like, okay, let's look at Richard Hightower's background. He's been in the league 20 years now. He's been coaching for a long time. Got his start with Gary Kubiak in Houston, who obviously helped that franchise kind of get off the ground because remember, they were an expansion team in 2002. He gets there and does a nice job getting them to relevancy. Ended up with Brad Childers for a year in Minnesota. I think that team was a playoff team, by the way. Mike Shanahan in Washington for 4 years. Mike Pettin, that was a doom, as was Jim Tomsula. Joins John Fox here in Chicago. People forget Richard Hightower was on that staff. Kyle Shanahan for 4 years in San Francisco. Comes back to Chicago with Matt Eberflus. And we said it at the time, the fact that Ben Johnson kept Richard Hightower, I thought was pretty telling. The Bears were 5th in special teams DVOA last year, but you see that resume. He's been with some really good coaches, really bad coaches, including the last one that was here. He knows what a good coach looks like. I'm not saying, and he's not saying that means, well, we're going to go win the Super Bowl, but he's saying, listen, like this is, we've turned a new leaf here. This is no Matt Eberflus situation. He kind of said it without saying it, you know what I mean? He's been around the block, man. He knows what good and what bad coaching looks like. He's been with Kyle Shanahan recently, followed by Matt Eberflus. That's the tale of two sides of the coin. Now he's back with a guy like Ben Johnson that many people think could be the next Kyle Shanahan. And, you know, you keep hearing how positive this all has been in terms of Ben Johnson. Players rave about him, how tough he is on them, how much they appreciate that. Fellow coaches, how organized, the details. Analysts, people who have played under him, coached before. I've yet to hear a negative word about this guy. And it's just like, is this too good to be true? Do the Bears really finally have a real head coach for once? Or are we just going to be disappointed again? Because let's be honest, like we kind of always talk ourselves into things, but it does feel different, doesn't it? You don't remember with the prior coaches, a little bit with Matt Nagy when he first got here, but you don't remember this many different people saying, this guy's the real deal, like you do with Ben Johnson. So it's okay to be excited. It's okay to be optimistic. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. Doesn't mean it's not going to take time. But, man, everything you hear about this guy is just how locked in he is, how much he has commanded respect, how tough he is while also being very smart as a coach. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. And, obviously, he'll get his first day on the sidelines as a head coach this Sunday. Speaking of which, we will be live this Sunday. Happy game week. 10:45 a.m. Central Time, noon kickoff game. Could be closer to 11, but we're going to be live for at least an hour before kickoff, getting you guys ready for the preseason opener of Bears versus Dolphins. We'll have live play-by-play reaction during the game, and then Cullen and I will do a post-game show as well. So join us for all of it. Should be a lot of fun here on Chicago Bears Now. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you know when we go live. Okay, let's talk Dayo Odeyingbo and his expectations for this season. He spoke to the media on Monday and said that his goals are to have his best year yet, which, I think every player shoots for that every single year. But I think that's what he's shooting for, right? I mean, last year he was still effective in terms of pressuring the quarterback, but the sack numbers went down, decreased from 8 to 3, despite having the same number of QB hits. And 3 sacks is just not going to be good enough with what they paid him. They're paying him $16 million per year. They paid him to be that starter opposite of Montez Sweat. He got 3 years and $48 million with 32 guaranteed. Like, that's a real contract for a high-level starter. It's not a star, especially with how much the edge market is blown up, but they paid him somewhat in terms of projection still. Like, they think his best football is still ahead of him. His physical skill set fits a Dennis Allen edge rusher, big, tall, long arms, physical. That's kind of his game. He's not going to have a huge plethora of pass rush moves, but he's going to win with power, both in the run game and as a pass rusher. And can he just be solid? Can he be a good player opposite of Montez Sweat? Like, I've said this before, I'll say it again. To me, he's not really a ceiling-raising player. He's more of a floor raiser. Like, can you go from not really having a second starter over there last year to, okay, he's a good starter. He's not going to have 15 sacks, but could he have 8? Could he push for 10? That'd be helpful. Should get a lot of one-on-ones with this defensive tackle rotation and with Sweat on the other side. So it's important that he plays well, because if he doesn't, this edge group does not have good depth already. And if he's kind of just average, then, well, you have one really good starter in Montez Sweat, an okay starter in Dayo Odeyingbo, then a bunch of question marks after that. So it's pretty critical that he plays well here in 2025, and they need him to, because they paid him to do just that. Fill in the blank for us. Dayo Odeyingbo will have blank sacks. How many sacks are you thinking this year? I think he's going to be in that 6 to 8 range. Anything less than 6, I think, would be disappointing. Give me 6+. If he's 8+, that's awesome. If he's 6 to 8, that's acceptable. Less than 6, I think it's fair to say that would be a pretty big disappointment. All right, it is officially game week, so just some quick thoughts as the Bears gear up for the Miami Dolphins at Soldier Field this Sunday at noon. It really starts Friday, because they're going to have that joint practice, and as we're filming this right now on Monday, we do not know if the Bears will play their starters in the preseason, and if they do, A, how long will they play, and B, which starters will play? Because even if some do, I would guess some don't. Like, I could see Grady Jarrett just not playing in the preseason. 32 years old now, probably not necessary. Even a guy like DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, like, I'd like to see all the offensive guys play with Caleb and really just build that chemistry as much as you can before week 1, but I could see them holding some of those guys out. Regardless, though, I am excited to just see the Bears play someone else. I'm not bored with training camp, but you're starting to see a little bit of fatigue just with the narratives out there and just the reaction. It's like, okay, like, how many different angles can you find to react to these training camp practices? And also, just it sets in for these players too. It's like, oh, I've been going up against the same guys for 2 weeks now. They need to play someone else, which is why I'm glad they're doing the joint practice. And then obviously the game on Sunday. We'll see who plays in the game. Ben Johnson said the joint practices will dictate a lot of that. He has not made a formal announcement on the plan for the games as of filming this. And here you go. If you see this thumbnail, you're in the right place. Preseason opener, Bears, Dolphins, Soldier Field. If you click there, if you're on my feed, you will find us. We'll be live Sunday, 10:45 a.m. Central Time, kickoff at noon. Full game reaction, then post game afterwards as well. Are you joining us? Who's going to be there for the preseason opener? Check in. Type me down in the comments below. I hope you're there with us, because, listen, whether it's a good game or not, it's the preseason. It can get sloppy. Colin and I will make it a good time. We'll have a couple drinks, hang out, and break it all down for you guys.